warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, thank you for coming to this presentation. I'm glad to see you all. Before I start my presentation, let me introduce myself. My name is Tasya Putri Alifiyah. I am from Accounting Major, Faculty of Economics, Sultan Agung Islamic University. Today, I'd like to present about financial statement. If you have any question, please keep it until the end of the presentation. The purpose of my presentation is to explain the definition of financial statement, the purpose of making financial statement, the types of financial statement, and how to make each type financial statement. I will start my presentation with definition of financial statement. According to Sutrisno, financial statements are the end result, the accounting process. While according to Kashmir, financial statements are statements that can be described the financial condition of a company that occurs at this time or the period to come. Let's move on to the purpose of financial statement. The purpose of making financial statement to provide financial information to the company that can be used as a consideration in a decision making by parties who have interest. Let's move on to types of financial statement. There are 4 types of financial statement. The first is income statement, second is statement of change in equity or retained earning, third is balance sheet, fourth is statement of cash flow. The first is income statement. The income statement reports the success or profitability of the company's operation over a specific period of time. Usefulness of income statement is evaluate past performance, provides a basis for predicting future performance, and help assess the risk or uncertainty in obtaining future cash flow. Next, the statement of change in equity or retained earnings statement present information regarding change in owner's equity or retained earning for a period of time. The meaning of change is the occurrence of an increase or decrease. Equity will be increased if there is an investment and profit. Equity will be decreased if there is a price, dividend, and loss. Statement of change in equity applies if the company in the form of an individual, commanditary finance corp and firm. If the company in the form of a limited company is a retained earnings statement. Next is the balance sheet. The balance sheet report the asset, liability, and equity at a specific date. Usefulness of balance sheet is facilitate the basis for calculating the rate or profit and evaluating the capital structure and assess the company risk and future cash flow. The amount of asset must be balance sheet with the amount of liability and equity. If the amount of asset is not be balanced with the amount of liability and equity, it means that an error has occurred in the recording. Next is the statement of cash flow. The statement of cash flow provides information on the cash received and payment for a specific date. Usefulness of cash flow statement is provide relevant information about cash received and cash payment in the company in a period, and helps investor and creditor to identify sources, uses, increases, and decreases. Let's move on to how to make each types of financial statement. The income statement. Element in the income statement is revenue, expense, net profit, or net loss. What sort is from the worksheet section of the profit and loss column. How to make an income statement? First, all revenue are added up and all expense also added up. Then the revenue is deducted by expenses. The result is positive or revenue exceed expense, it is a profit. If the result is negative or expenses exceed revenue, it is a loss. How to make a statement of change in equity or retained earning. First, write down the initial capital of Tasya, then analyze whether there are addition or subtraction. In Tasya Beauty Salon, there are addition and subtraction of capital. The addition of capital in the form of profit. The profit is taken from the data in the income statement, while the subtraction of capital in the form of price. Then the profit is deducted by the price, and finally produces the final capital for the Tasya Beauty Salon. Next, the balance sheet. The balance sheet consists of asset, liability, and equity. But the Tasya capital used in the balance sheet is the final Tasya capital in the statement of change in equity or retained earning. Next, statement of cash flow. Contents of the cash flow statement is cash flow from operating activities, cash flow from investing activity, and cash flow from financing activity. Sources of financial statement information from comparative balance sheet, income statement, and selected transaction data. Any question? If not, I'd like to conclude my presentation. So, financial statements are the final result of the accounting process. Financial statements are very important for companies because they are to know the development of a company, analyze the financial condition of a company, and minimize risk. And there are 4 types of financial statement. The first is income statement, second is statement of change in equity or retained earning, third is balance sheet, fourth is statement of cash flow. And to make financial statement, you must sort them, starting with the income statement, then statement of change in equity or retained earning, then balance sheet, and finally the cash flow statement, because the nominal will affect each other. Thank you very much for your great attention. See you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.